Cool. All right. Well, now we should be live. That explains an awful lot.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Sorry, everybody. I didn't know how to work this newfangled screen. I just got involved in.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I was partying.
Can anybody confirm?
I can't see a feed.
Can't see the feed? I got an email saying it went live just a second ago. I'm seeing it live.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, I can confirm that we have sound. Getting it through my.
Well, there it is now. This is weird. Alright, man, you want to get this started? I'm done having.
Yeah.
Oh, Dub's here. What's up, Dub?
What's going on, Dub?
We haven't even started yet, man. We've been having one problem after another. We were having microphone issues, and my phone wasn't connected, and we couldn't start the stream. It was just like one awful thing after the next.
How's the sound? Is it plenty loud enough? Does it need to be louder?
Yeah,
Microphones need to be closer,
we
maybe?
sound good? Dub said it took him a couple tries. Yeah, we didn't notice that we had started the stream hadn't started. We had to click on it. He's got a whole new Windows setup that we didn't have last episode, so we're kind of learning on the fly, so we're a little behind.
Yep. So, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and.
He said it's still acting kind of funky, but extremely okay.
Well, that's weird.
That is weird.
Is it sound alright? Is it too quiet? What? You got anything for me on that?
Remember, they had a lag.
Right. I'm just adjusting two things real quick. Size and shape and whatnot. It doesn't seem like the sound is peaking quite like I expected it to. I might need to turn it up. That's why I'm kind of wondering what the sound level is like when you're out there listening.
You have a little bit of a lag.
You have a little bit of a lag, yeah. An echo? Well, your chat and my chat seem to be working at a different time. Those continue.
That's not good. So what do you want to do?
Echo. I don't think there's anything I can do about the echo. I think that's the room. I think we.
You can hear a little close, but I don't know if that's still getting feedback.
Yeah, probably is.
So I turn the volume down. I can.
Yeah.
Can you hear a volume right there?
I don't think so. There shouldn't be any.
Turn off my TV.
That shouldn't be it either. I mean, electrical noise across like wiring and stuff.
He said the sound just went out.
The sound went out?
Yep. The echo sound or complete sound?
You got sound at all? What the fuck just happened?
This is not good. didn't even touch that.
No. I don't know.
Sounds back now.
Okay. Well,
All right.
it must just be because I adjusted that.
Cool. We appreciate your help, Doug. Thank you, man.
All right. Well.
You were ready to...
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up just a couple more factor points just to get a little bit more sound. And I guess we'll just go ahead and roll. You ready?
30 seconds of silence.
I haven't even started the recording yet.
Okay. Let me know when that starts and I'll go 30 seconds in.
Okay, the recording is officially started. You want to give me 30 seconds of silence and
I'll
then...
let the last one cheers.
Sounds good. You don't want to shake hands this time?
You're a fucking idiot. I'll do the intro. Cheers.
Or your second cousin.
Sounds like it. Alright. 30 seconds of silence. What's up, everybody? Big Lovin, Don DellaSnooch, the Escape Pod. Get into it. First off, per request of the mothership, per... Is he the Emperor? To the Darth Vader? Who is he?
He does claim to be the Emperor.
Yeah, I think he's got a better hold on it than you, though. Yeah.
Darth Vader with Palpatine and how he rolls it.
Yeah. Rolls in strong, though.
Yep.
He's got the flowing robes. But he requested that we, quote unquote, deep dive into a Groundhog Day movie question, which was how many days was Bill Murray had a Groundhog Day? How many Groundhog Days was Bill Murray in the movie?
And I didn't know shit about this whole conversation. I must have missed it when the guys were live the other day.
So, we're not deep diving that. I'll give you what Google gave me, and this was the first answer I gave. This was my literal... The question I asked Google was, how many Groundhog Days in the movie Groundhog Day? And it said, Harold Ramis once said, Phil was trapped in Groundhog Day for 10 years, even though the original plan was to have him trapped for 10,000 years. According to the website Wolfnards, which ran the numbers, Phil was actually trapped for 8 years, 8 months, and 16 days. That's a whole hell of a long one.
Right.
I almost want to watch that movie again because it's been a long time since I've watched it. And I know it's been made apparent that I am the youngest of us. And when we were for the 100th episode,
sure,
I was known to be the youngest. So I remember watching the movie. I think it's enjoyable, but it has been a long time since I've gone back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time I probably watched it was probably like on TNT or something like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but you were confused and perplexed by this.
Yeah, I was absolutely. I just didn't understand what the fuck we were talking about.
I played it back like we have our notes, quote unquote. And I told him, I was like, hey, when do you want to run this? And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I was like, well, Jason asked this specific question, so I figure we look into it, and I'm not deep diving into it because I don't know this movie that well.
Well, the thing that really confused me was when you started talking about it. I was like, I don't know, it might be like 10 different day instances in the movie, but I guess that the number 10 stuck out in my head.
Yeah,
completely random because I'm sure it never gets addressed. But if he's
I want to know how they ran the numbers too. You brought that question up when we were talking about this. We didn't talk too much about it as to say for the show, but you brought up like what basis of mathematical equation do they have to run these numbers? But that's what Google says.
Right.
So,
but Sam Raimi said 10 years. Well, that makes sense, I guess, to me that in my head it was 10 days, 10 Groundhog Days. There'd be one every year. But why, like, he keeps living the same Groundhog Day.
Correct.
So why does it matter how many?
I wonder if
years
Jason was
this
setting
takes
us
place?
up to have. He's like one of these fucking idiots will crack.
Right.
And
So
I think you're the more logical one, so you think of too hard.
yeah. So are we wondering like if once he finally breaks the Groundhog Day loop, are they 52 years in the future? Now he's an old man. The whole thing was a waste of
That's fucked.
like.
No, but here's what I have for the mothership.
Give him homework.
Yeah, you look into this, man. Like, what specifically did we do this right?
Did we do something to you?
Yeah, what the hell, man? Is this a joke? Are you setting us up for some shit? Like, did we not know about some, like...
Yeah, they're gonna fucking
get
spike
your
the
friends-
football next episode. These stupid fucks.
Dumbasses, you don't know about the old Groundhog Day question?
Yeah,
You dumb
yeah.
shit?
Like it's a
I think I just stepped on that.
you're good. Like a Zen Buddhist fucking thing we're supposed to understand. Like when he goes, who's the most powerful, whatever, and then he's like, no, it's Jason Russell. We're all like, no, it's not.
All right, well, there's your homework, dude. So, Mothership, get into that. Which the Mothership is the All Things Star Wars podcast.
The greatest podcast in the galaxy.
So, go check them out. You can find them on, they have their own YouTube channel. They have a Facebook.
Yep.
And they also have a Twitter. They don't use it as much, but Jason does. It's kind of like us. There's only one of us who uses a Twitter.
Right.
I'm not that guy.
It's the Highlander.
Yeah. And then they have...
They're on iTunes under the All Things Star Wars pad.
Which
podcast.
currently you can find us under, which
Yep.
they are gracious enough to support us and allow us to ride these coattails on their channel.
And if they want to keep bringing us along with them that way, they can forever. We'll eventually have our own RSS feed as well, but I don't have a problem with it existing in two places.
Nope, but if they want to say now that you've taken the training wheels off,
Yeah,
we're
then
no
they
longer
you got to be
do
grown
it.
and fuck
Yeah,
off. or-
you got to be grown and fuck off and doo-doo. So, but yeah, so I just figured we hit on that.
Yeah.
Always got to give a shout out to the mothership. We'll do it.
Absolutely.
We'll do it forever. And if we don't, call us out. If it gets to the end of the show, hey man, we didn't hear the fucking All Things Star Wars shout out. We need to
Right.
hear it.
Absolutely.
Without them, this is not here. This doesn't exist. So gotta give it out there. And of course we gotta let Scott. Gotta give it up for Scott, Use and Abuse, Scott and Kim.
Mhm.
Look at that. Holy crap. Scott joined just in as I say that.
Jason is back on Twitter.
But All Things Star Wars. It's on Instagram. I think I did mention that.
So
Holy shit, there's 7 people watching now.
we have a ton of movie and TV news and
Yeah,
video
get
game
into it,
stuff to
buddy.
get into. So I'm gonna blow through a bunch of stuff so that we have time to talk about what we actually came here to talk about.
This is gonna be probably a not as long episode. My man's over here, his belly ain't feeling too well, dude. So
Actually, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
you're feeling good now?
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so we might soldier through, but we were starting where it wasn't looking very okay.
Yeah, I was feeling like shit about an hour ago.
Yeah,
so I'm like drinking water at this point.
Yeah, he went in and took a super poo, and that seemed to help. So
Yeah, that's out there though.
yeah, no, it's definitely out there in the ether. I wasn't gonna not, dude. I heard it out here. I was in the kitchen. It startled me. The dog ran.
Yeah,
It was bad.
it's winning. All right.
Winning or losing.
So, movie news, we're looking at, it was announced that February 21st will be the first episode of Clone Wars Season 7 on Disney+. So we got an actual first date. The 21st, we'll see the first episode. And that's going to be a weekly show, from what I understand. So
Yeah, they're not
going to dump it so that you can binge
Which
it.
I think is smart. It's business.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
smart. Like Netflix, they did their thing, and if that's how they want to do it, but Disney Plus is like, no, man, we want that money.
Right. We want to keep people on the hook. Captain Marvel officially greenlit. Captain Marvel 2 officially greenlit for production. So we're going to get a new Captain Marvel movie, which everybody kind of assumed was going to happen, but they've officially greenlit the script, and they're gonna start talking about production soon.
You know what? I'm gonna sidebar on that one for a second. I wonder if Captain America or Captain Marvel is gonna have the dude in Endgame and Infinity War who was like the big brute dude who worked for Thanos when they go to New York and he's working this tall, skinny fucking guy. You know who we're talking about, the big broody dude in Avengers?
No.
Okay. Well, for those of you who might know what I'm talking about, I don't know his name. They probably have a name. I don't know what it was. But he had a Captain Marvel like her garment hanging from his belt.
Really?
If you look at it in the movie, it's like a Captain. It's the whole, and it's all the colors and everything that matches the star. I'm sorry if I'm butchering for you Marvel fans who know what the hell I'm talking about, but I don't pretend to know everything. Fuck off. So
you see what Scott just said.
No.
Project Luminous tease for 2/24. Let me just go. So I was supposed to do my due diligence and research what Project Luminous was, and I didn't get to. I know that it's something to do with Star Wars.
And it's a Project Luminous. Thus far, what all we know is it's a ton of authors all working together to interweave some big, huge. Bleh. What? Can you hear me? What are you doing?
It's a little not in front of you.
So? My microphone, asshole.
Yeah, but it wasn't picking you up very good.
You don't get picked up very good.
I never get picked up. Yes. So there's a bunch of novels.
Yeah, it's
they're going to be interdependent.
From my understanding, it's a plethora of different mediums.
Oh,
it's going to be
okay.
Comic books. Mm-hmm. It's going to be books, and it's all this Project Luminous thing, but it's so in the dark that nobody really knows. It's just, hey, look for Project Luminous.
Right.
Claudia Gray and all these people. So they're making a big deal out of it. So I don't know.
That's why I was really confused. I was
yeah,
like,
that's I guess I just assumed you knew that.
No, I just knew I was getting all those same teasers, but nothing with
them.
Yeah,
so which that makes me excited.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Rock and roll. Keep on.
Anyway, the 24th of this month, you should be getting something on that. Some big reveals coming.
I'm seeing big chunks of snow out the window.
Oh, that's bullshit. Snowing here in Michigan. There's no reason for that.
Didn't know that was gonna happen.
Okay. Thrawn Ascendancy Book 1, Chaos Rising. The release was moved from May 5th of this year to October 6th. And it will be available in print, digital, and audio formats. They didn't give a lot of specifics about the reason why it was being held off, but I'm assuming that it has to do with, it's just some printing issues or something. I saw that they were going to do some upgrade stuff to do like
it had nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
It had nothing, I think Dave on the Mothership's Facebook posted about, he had a picture of the book, and they're like, it was from the official Del Rey Books or whoever that they do it through. And I get my Thrawn information from the Mothership. I've never pretended that I knew about Thrawn and followed his books and stuff. I enjoy the character greatly. When Dave and Jason have talked about that, which you can go back and find in their catalog, they have episodes dedicated to the Thrawn books. I love what they're telling me about him, but I never really got into him. So, like, I honestly, I'm like, oh, cool touch with the blue.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, I can wait, cool, just, hey, good story. If you got to fix something or you got to do printing and you want to make sure you're giving out enough so everybody can get their copies, I'm cool with that. So, but I don't have much on, Thrawn's a badass. I do know that.
The Thrawn books are fantastic.
Oh, yeah, and everything all the information I've received, whether it's from those guys, stuff me and you have talked about and you told me, Thrawn's a kick-ass.
Yeah, definitely check them out if you got time. But these new books are a prequel, so they'll come before the three books that we already have. We got a commercial during the Super Bowl for the new Marvel lineup of TV shows on Disney Plus.
Which was a wicked commercial.
It was a wicked commercial. WandaVision, which looks trippy as hell. She doesn't seem to have any idea what the fuck's going on.
I don't either.
No, but I mean,
right? She genuinely seems to be
Yeah.
lost within what they're showing us.
the trailer really was like, oh no, she doesn't understand either. So that'll be interesting to see what's happening. Falcon and Winter Soldier. They didn't really show us much about the tone of that show other than
I
a
love
couple
their
of images.
interactions though. In the
Mhm.
Civil War, especially, how they kind of, can you move your seat? No. Like I love
Right,
that.
right. They're
Like when they were
definitely-
fighting Spider-Man, like they were helping each other, but they both kind of like, I hate you.
Yeah, I really don't like you at all. And then we're gonna get a Loki TV show too, which
They didn't
interests the
really
shit
give
out
us,
of
but
me.
they just gave us like, here.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're doing the Loki show. Here's
Yep.
what the logo looks like, and here's our dude, and that's all
Yep.
you're getting.
30 seconds of what's
And then they
going
gave
on,
us
and
more
that's it.
of Black Widow. I don't know if you were gonna get to that. I stepped on your nuts, but
Oh yeah, I didn't put it in there, but we did get a new
because you
extended-
called it, and I was like, we've already seen this, and then it started cutting the new stuff,
Right.
and at
Bunch of
first
new
I told
scenes.
them, I was like, hey, like I'm not hype on it, but that new stuff they showed us, I'm in.
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
in,
like
dude.
looks very interesting.
Yeah, I'm in. I'll
Um,
catch it. It's one of those. I'll catch it within the first couple days it comes out.
I watch all those movies anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of like they just sit in my wallet and pull
Oh,
the
yeah.
money out.
Yeah, yeah. They like doing that too.
But that's great. Anthony Mackie gets announced as playing Takashi Kovacs in the new season of Altered Carbon. So if you're into Altered Carbon, I believe on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on there.
We got a new trailer out for that. Check that out. I'll pretty much watch Anthony Mackie do just about anything.
Yeah,
so.
I like him. And I like him, just him as a dude. I like listening to his content when he's on late night shows and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah,
so I enjoy it. I
It's
enjoy
very
him.
interesting. Mandalorian season 2. They already announced there was going to be a season 2,
Yeah,
but it's
they
official.
released the date.
Yeah, well, not even a day. They just
No,
said
they
it October.
October, yeah. And then Bob Iger, he announced that in the Disney investors meeting. Isn't that what he did?
Okay.
Yeah, he stamped
Yeah.
that it's October.
Yeah, I just know it was confirmed for October.
Right.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I have no idea why it says this is the way.
Because this is the way.
All right.
There.
Did you add that?
Nope.
All right.
No, I think I did.
Okay. Sounds good. Video game news. Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer dropped, and it's a long extended. It's like 5.5-minute trailer.
And I did not
you
watch
watch it? Okay.
Okay, we're on the same playing field.
Yes,
then.
yes.
Okay.
Looks absolutely amazing. Thought some of the voice choices were interesting, and this particular thing we're gonna touch on again when we get into Ready Player One. But having read a book, or in this case, the original Final Fantasy game was all text-based. There was no voices.
So you made voices.
So
in your
I
head.
have all these voices in my head of what these characters sound like, what certain words that they say sound like,
And
because they're
of
made
how
up
you
words.
made up.
Yes.
That's gonna be a tough sell, huh?
Like specifically, the whole video game centers around what I always pronounced as Mako energy, but the commercial tells me I'm an idiot. It's Mako.
That's gonna hurt.
And like,
That's like when I heard them say symbiote
yeah,
in the Venom.
instead of symbiote.
Yep. That.
Yes.
Grit my teeth.
So that's a thing that's gonna perpetually trip me up. I think when I play it, maybe I'll get used to it. But it was just interesting to see, hear voices put to lines of text that I already knew.
Right.
Like I played that game about 6 times,
Yeah.
cover to cover. Like,
Yeah. I was never. We talked about this at work. I drew the move.
Yeah.
That I could draw the shit out of him when I was younger, but that was about it.
I'm gonna need to
Figure something out.
Anyway.
Still, it's a work in progress. Every show we're getting better. I mean, you wouldn't tell that by your preparation.
people who are into the Fallout series. Fallout 76 is kind of my jam. Fallout 76 is going to get a huge update on April 7th. It's going to include NPCs. So essentially, they took what was a game that people were like, I don't like the way you made this fucking game. They're going to turn it into one of the old Fallout games. So I'm interested to dive back into that world. It's an interesting world they created. They just missed a thing that made it feel alive.
Mine, see, I never got into Fallout series. My son's into that. Not. I just never. Aesthetically, it looks cool. I just never got into it.
Yeah. Let's see. Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance Tactics. I don't know anything about that, but if you're into Dark Crystal,
I remember it from when I was young. I remember the original, but it wasn't my jam.
yeah.
So,
Zombie,
but I know it is for people. I know it, and I know. Hey, whatever, cool.
right.
You know, do your thing.
Zombie Army 4. I don't know what that is. Coming out February 4th. Yakuza 5. If you're into the Yakuza games, them are kind of fun. I haven't played one since like 2. That's February 11th. Darksiders Genesis, February 14th. Dreams. Somehow I lost the date. Dreams comes out. I want to say it's February 11th as well, maybe, or February 14th as well. That game is this massive world creator. So, like, apparently you get to build games in it and all kinds of shit. Like, it's one of those games that they're not entirely even sure what's going to be able to be done with it.
That's weird. I'm gonna have to go watch a video or something on it. And see
anybody
what's
who's
in the hood
got the time to look at that, like, that's really intriguing. Like, it looks good, and I'm assuming that it's relatively limitless what you can do with it.
Cool. I'll check it out.
So new Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition is coming out. There's a 10th anniversary bundle of Bayonetta and Vanquish coming out February 18th. Special edition of Devil May Cry 3 February 20th. There's just a bunch of shit in February.
I'm done with the live stream. I can't.
You can't?
Just stop.
It still won't work?
Yeah.
What if you bring it up on your camera?
I don't want to do that. We're good.
Alright, cool.
I'm looking off yours and I'll talk to the people.
Under Night and Birth, which I had to watch a video on that. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's like a Japanimation style Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that we needed that in the world, but apparently we did. There's not enough of them. Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collection. I haven't played Mega Man in about 20 years. So.
I love to draw Mega Man. I was never a Mega Man gamer, but I love to draw all the different types of Mega Man and all the... Because I used to pick up Game Informer, and I would draw so much
very
stuff.
Interesting character.
Yeah,
aesthetically.
and with the cannon arm and stuff like that. Like, I used to love drawing all the Mega Man stuff. Same with Metroid. I used to draw Metroid a lot. Never really played the game, but I enjoyed the shit out of drawing.
Right.
Because I always thought the cover arts to video games when we were younger always looked better than what the game was on the screen. Mm-hmm. So I just like the way they look versus the game version.
Right. 2 Point Hospital. It's basically a Sims hospital game. I cannot believe how many things are coming out in this month that I'm just like, oh, fuck that is.
Dude, because there's so many platforms and they reach so many different genres and people.
Yeah. Well,
my girls play The Sims, man.
This month is like 3 times as dense as January and March.
I don't follow the video game market for other than games I know I like. Mm-hmm. So, as I've gotten older, I've really kind of just stuck to, I like Call of Duty. Now I like PUBG.
Right.
I'll try any Star Wars game that they come out with. I didn't do that for a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, I've always been like, I always play sport games. Like, I've been playing GTA now. Speaking of, if you guys have played GTA Online, you can get $1 million for free by playing up to 13. So, just, hey, gee whiz, if you play GTA.
I think, though, next month, I think we go into E3, which is where, you know, your PlayStation and Xbox, they're all going to release their new systems, and they're going to talk about capabilities, and you know what I mean. So I'm wondering if these games are coming out in bulk right before that. 'Cause they don't want to get lost in that.
That's possible, and they know they can't maybe compete, or it's just they know they can compete.
If you're into the One Punch Man series, there's a fighter game coming out that looks a lot like Inhumans: Gods Among Us. You ever played that? The Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman fighting each other.
I watched my son play it.
So it looks a lot like that.
It was an arcade style, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, no, I did play that.
Yeah,
one.
it's an arcade style fighter.
Yeah, there was one that only came out on PlayStation. That was a DC where you could create your own hero.
Oh yeah.
My son played that. That was the game I was thinking about.
Then there's a Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14, which really looks like Age of Empires to me.
Yeah,
so
all them games, in my opinion, copy paste.
All right, let's get away from the boring launches of a bunch of video games that I don't know what the fuck they are.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, let's go to the hot sheets.
Let's do it. Hot sheets, rumors, but not stupid.
You know what? Let's put this over here, and at least maybe you can see it.
Hell yeah.
Obi-Wan series. There was some rumors and breaking news kind of stuff that came out when we had our last episode, where they're like, well, they're shutting the whole fucking thing down and blah,
and
blah,
then
blah,
we cleared
blah.
it up. No, it wasn't true.
Yep. So,
which it still wasn't true.
Right. What we found out was they're taking a break. There's some script rewrite stuff going on. They're going to resume production in late spring. Ewan McGregor confirmed in one of his interviews for Birds of Prey like last week.
Yeah.
So it's a rumor, but it's quasi confirmed.
Yeah, but it's not like it's shut down.
Right. And then we got IGN reporting that EA has a rumored Knights of Old Republic game in.
IGN's pretty reputable.
Yeah, well, IGN is almost the most
reputable
of video game sites.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of the the ears to the developer ground. So take that for what it is. You want to talk about?
I'll just talk that they're out there and they're excellent. The Rise of Kylo Ren issues 1 and 2. I got those last week. They're fantastic. I'm really enjoying the story, how they're setting it up, how they're putting the, I don't want to call it conflict, but how they're putting that little wedge between Kylo Ren and Luke. It's fun and it shows about burning the school down and everything like that. But it's an enjoyable one. And from my understanding, it's a hard comic book to come by. So if you can get it, they literally told me happy birthday when they gave me the issues. And Don was a little butthurt because...
Yeah, somehow I didn't get on the list.
Yeah. So I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, these are hard to come by. And I was like, well, they shouldn't be because they asked them to be on my full list.
Right.
They're good about it, but somehow that got lost. That got lost in the... I don't know what happened.
I know I told Tim that I wanted that Kylo Ren. I remember specifically talking to him about that.
Right. Which they said they're going to try to help get him, aren't they?
Yeah. But, I mean...
Neither here nor there. It still sucks that happened to him. But if you can get your hands on it, or if you have the Marvel Unlimited, I don't know if that comes out. I don't know. I know Jason talks a lot about that. But if you can read it. It's a good read. I recommend it.
We're going to hit sports real quick. There's not a lot to dig into other than the Super Bowl happened. Brady was a big fan of both teams, and he wanted them both to win together.
I want to stab you 2 times together at the same time.
Good friend of the podcast, Jason Roscom, really had a tough night.
Yeah, because I went back and I watched their halftime show.
And he was certain.
Well, he was. I wouldn't say he was certain, but he felt good. He felt good that they were, but there was a little hesitance. And I'm going to throw it out there. Dave knows his shit.
Dave knows his shit.
Dave,
in a real way.
Like, he is a football dude. Like, he is a total football dude. He Philly dick rides because that's his team.
Yeah.
I gotta give him shit for it all the time.
Yeah, because
But-
it's Philly.
But it's Philly. But from my understanding, from what he said on the pod, he is a football coach. Or he's been a football coach at the high school level, I believe.
Right.
He knows his shit, man. He knows his X's and O's, and he is a student of the game of football. So I tip my hat to you, good sir. So, but yeah, sucks for you, Jason. I don't really have any sympathy because fuck the 49ers and fuck the Chiefs.
I was really hoping the 49ers were going to win, but that's just because Harbaugh used to coach there.
Yeah, I understand.
I really like
that. Asante Samuel, dude. Asante Samuel, and correct me if I'm wrong, he did play for the Eagles at one point. I could be wrong, and Dave could be screaming right now.
Which he would be.
But I think he played for the Eagles at one point.
Could be.
Yeah. So. Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 20-31, Kansas City.
I love the meme out there where it shows when the 49ers went up 20-10, and they fucking got that interception.
And they're like
all
Jason
posing.
Momoa.
They're all
that
posing
one.
in the end zone, and then it says when you celebrate too early. And then next it shows a couple of them crying on the bench.
Right.
That made me feel good.
Did you see the one with Jason Momoa where he's like from the Super Bowl commercial where it shows them in the first and second quarter and they're all big Jason Momoa, and then the last one is fourth quarter and he's all on the couch with the skinny arms and the no chest and shit like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's like strumming his ukulele or whatever
Oh,
the
I
fuck
know
it
you
was.
want to get to this one. So let's get right into it.
Oh, this one hits me right in my favorites. Mark D'Antonio steps down as MSU's head coach. I don't like that guy. I never fucking did. I think he's an asshole. I got a few friends that say, oh, he's a great guy. I've never seen him be a great guy. I've never seen him be respectful in an interview. I've never seen him not say something douchebaggy about whoever it is that they're playing. I've never seen him not cover up some bullshit one of his shit-ass backwater players that they pick up in the 14th string.
I'm just letting you go on this, brother. You can look to the camera, not me. This is for you.
I understand that he's managed to turn shit into Shinola for couple of decades. Not quite. It's been about 14 years, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Picking up 2 stars and making them play like 4 stars. The man's a master tactician, but he's an asshole.
He does have resting bitch face.
He's got resting bitch face, and I don't know very many people that have met him, but the ones that I have met say he's a dick. So
I can't speak on it.
no, I know, but whatever.
Fair enough.
Bye, Mike D'Antonio.
See you later.
So with that being said,
we're going to a different set of notes.
No, we're not. We're going to Don doesn't have no motherfucking notes this time.
Oh,
No.
This is going to be interesting.
So what we're going to talk about is Ready Player One and the differences between the book and the movie. Like,
We're right off the bat, we like them both.
Yeah.
As they are.
For different reasons.
As the movie, as they are as the book. They're both enjoyable. To me, I relate it to Jurassic Park because I love the movie and I love the book. They're very similar and they are very different. And that is the way I look at Ready Player One.
Right. Today I sped listened to Ready Player One. I got all the way through the novel, listening to it at 2 times speed.
That's just disgusting.
Just to refresh it all into my head. And it was weird because at certain points, my brain had started to grow accustomed to the speed, and then I was like, maybe I can speed this up, or I would think that it was slowing down on me. But then I got to the point where I was like, well, maybe I'll try 2.5 times, And then my brain's like, no.
You can't do it.
No, can't do it. At that point, it was almost like they were missing words.
Oh, yeah.
It was like listening to people talking
like somebody
shorthand.
fast forwarding through that. Oh.
It was not.
Yeah, he sent me a text. He's like, I can't do 2.5 times.
So, let's talk about real quick the difference between the way the story starts off in the movie and the book, because right off Jump Street, we're talking about two completely different.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're trying to set it up, and they only have so much in this singular movie to set up this long book.
Right. But right off Grip, the movie kind of does a piss poor job explaining how fucking fucked the world is.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have any resources. They don't have anything. They got no fossil fuels left. They've essentially scorched the sky. Like they're barely getting enough power from solar and wind to survive, essentially. Mass famines, like it's not good times.
Yeah, it's not like paint the picture. Columbus, Ohio is one of the hot spots to live.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody
that just
hates
says everything.
Everybody hates Ohio.
So, and in the book it starts off in Oklahoma, whereas the movie starts off in Columbus, Ohio.
Right. Which I didn't quite understand why they made that switch. Why Columbus, Ohio was.
I think they made the switch from the movie or from the book to the movie because they inserted the whole rebellion bullshit.
True.
I don't mean to call it bullshit, but I didn't need it. But they had to do it for the story of.
Right.
I don't want to wait till the end to say it.
Okay.
We gotta say it right now. Me and him are both in agreement. We got another buddy we've talked about with this movie. This should have been a trilogy.
Yep.
Because this movie's about keys and gates, and there's 3 keys, 3 gates.
The book naturally breaks down into 3 major components.
Right, and they should have done that. We could have waited till we opened the first gate, got the key, opened the first gate, boom, and then we could have rolled into the next key, the next gate, and then the third one, next key, next gate, ending.
Yep.
I would have loved that. That way you wouldn't have had to change near as much, and you could have explained so much. And I think I'm being selfish with that because I love the book.
Right.
I enjoy the movie, and it's great, but I love the book. Mm-hmm. And I wish they would have let Ready Player One breathe. So right off bat, I have to say that to help better explain how I broke these apart. Or broke these in two for myself personally. Right. Are you struggling over there with the internet?
Yeah, the internet's stupid. This is the article I wanted.
Okay.
No, it isn't.
Oh, fucker. Should have had notes.
So we get a little bit of what Wade's, real life is like in both.
And he was so much more handsome in the movie.
Yeah.
Which I understand, it's business, I get it. But in the book, he's a pudgy fuck.
Right, he's supposed to be just a regular, like, gamer type, a little thicker, not such a good complexion, just an average, not particularly good-looking kid.
Yeah.
And the movie, like, drops in this, like, young, handsome, well-put-together kid. And you're like, well, that's not...
The character, that's not Wade
That character doesn't bring me in.
Yeah.
That character is like, so instead of feeling a connection with the main character, we started. It's my face. I am angry. Sorry, the chat got me. What was I saying?
Yeah. Your face got angry.
No. Oh, instead of identifying with the main character and feeling like you can put yourself in the story, you're like, oh shit, we're watching this guy.
Yeah, we're not watching me.
Yeah.
I can't, because he was a pretty boy. I mean, he was fucking an X-Men dude.
Right.
You know?
And the thing about the book that is so wonderful is it sets you up identifying as the character. Like
Right.
you're like, oh no, that's kind of me. I felt like that. I've been through that. I grew up a poor kid. Like I can see that escapism being a thing that I'd be interested in.
Exactly.
And this movie's like, yeah, this kid's got it so bad, and you're like, and well put together kid. So
Right.
then he goes to school, and you have to believe that he's getting pushed around and bullied. And,
I hated they didn't paint Ludus, the school planet.
yeah,
They
they
didn't-
didn't even do Ludus.
No, they just showed you the inside of a classroom.
Right.
Like Ludus was the planet that everybody goes. All the kids go to school. Every school is,
On that planet.
and there's different schools, and they compete against each other like high schools would. But that's where they go to school in virtual reality.
Right.
And I just love how they painted these pictures, and we stayed on Ludus. Ludus is the first entire
Right.
fucking
Well,
key.
it's the springboard for the entire adventure.
Yeah, and we don't stop.
Yeah,
there.
they just don't even bother
They,
with it.
they're just like, here's the inside of a classroom.
Right.
Morrow died, and we're watching that on these cool screens, and that's it. That's all we got. I was bummed out about that.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
that was one of the scenes, like you talk about relating.
Yeah.
Like, I talked about having a Game Informer, having a comic book when I was a kid. Like, I wasn't focused on school. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was focused on my comic book or whatever, my baseball cards or something like this, just like he was in the book. He was focused on being this gunter, this egg hunter, trying to find dude's fucking keys, and that's what his life was about. He didn't want. I could relate to that, and they didn't really give you that vibe in the movie.
Right.
I feel like we're trashing the movie, man.
Well, this is the problem is, if you take the film and you separate it from the book, the film is absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
If you take the book and you separate it from the film, the book is absolutely amazing. But if you try to weigh those two on a scale, it leans to the book hard.
Hardcore. Putting your imagination doesn't help.
Right.
Your imagination is going to paint a picture that a movie could never match.
Well, that was one of the things that I wanted to listen to in this, to think about when I was listening to it this time. I'm like, how much of the way I feel about this book was based on things that I imagined for it. So
I was upset at the Back to the Future card.
Yeah.
Because the Back to the Future card did not, and I love that. You know that is my end-all be-all. Back to the Future card, Millennium Falcon. That's it, dude. Like, those are the things for me, right?
But they took all the
the Ghostbuster
badging
stuff
and stuff
and,
out
like,
of it.
yeah, I was so bummed about. Like, I was like, cool, they kept the Knight Rider thing. That was awesome. But I was like, there's so much more missing. That, like, even on some of the covers of the book, there was alternate covers. You could see those things, and there was artwork for that, and you're like, oh. And I loved the Back to the Future card. It was almost like, don't touch it. But in this book, they made the Back to the Future car its own new Back to the Future car. That was, I was like, oh, I'm okay that you did that. I'm okay that you did that. You didn't ruin this for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't change out and make it look completely different. You just added some more homages to other 80s pop culture that I would have done that too if I was playing in the playground as a kid. You know, I love that touch.
So, in the book, we get like we said, a description of the time he's spending on this planet where he goes to school, and in the movie, we get kind of him strutting through the online world and this real, like he could have almost, or maybe it even had the music from Staying Alive.
No, that was later when they were in.
Is it?
Yeah, when they
Is
were
that when
in,
they're dancing?
Dancing, yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, but
For
if you
different
didn't know any better, they paint him like he's a cool character. That's what I couldn't stand. He still looked cool. Like, dude, he had Han Solo's belt gun holster deal. Like, it had the Thundercats emblem. Like, his shit was cool. You didn't make him, like, in the book, he didn't have a lot.
No.
Like, he didn't get the Back to the Future card till much later.
Yeah.
Like, those are those little things. It's like you changed it too much.
Yep.
But in the movie, visually, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But That
But
bummed
he's
me out.
supposed to start off
being a nobody, and
being a nobody
he
like
looked cool.
us.
He looked cool inside and out of the
Right.
world,
We're supposed to grow with this character.
and you don't.
You don't.
You don't, because
He's-
in the book, as he gets popularity and he gets his money, he starts changing his health,
Right.
and he gets thinner and stuff like that. So like, I was bummed.
Yep. So,
Actor did a great job though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shit on his point.
Yep.
Like we said, the movie's great.
Yep.
The guy did a great job for the character he portrayed,
Right.
which wasn't the same character from the book.
Yep. Absolutely. So in the movie, we get this race that they've come up with to be the first task in order to get the key.
Right.
So we go through this long driving sequence where it goes bad, and then they go try and do it again, and he figures out that he's got to drive backwards.
Right.
You know what? I'm trying to think of how. Okay, so the race goes bad, and everybody gets their ass kicked by King Kong.
He meets old girl. He saves old girl.
He meets old girl and saves her.
Artemis.
And then he goes to the archives to study, I guess, to try and figure out how to beat this race again.
And he watches the.
Yeah, and he watches the little scenario. So they took what was in the book was an actual diary
Yeah.
that Halliday had made, so that everybody could just study up on the shit that he liked. And he turned it into this big museum thing with these dioramas, and you're like, oh, okay, why would you do that?
Yeah, it was a little. Look at our technology.
Yeah, but
Because in the book it was all articles and personal written journals and all
Yeah.
kinds of stories and books that other people had written about
Right.
him and biographies, and
mhm.
you had to do the work
Yeah.
old school style in this new digital age.
Right.
You still had to do all the reading
Yeah.
and all the hard work.
Yeah, the 80s style you had.
But it was cool, and they added the butler, and I mean, I enjoyed that touch. Visually, it was cool because I see what they did. I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but yeah, a little.
So anyway, he gets the idea that he should run the race backwards because of something that Halliday said. Yeah. No. Halliday. Holy goodness.
It's all good.
So he goes backwards through a wall and drives underneath the track, and it's very visually
Well,
wonderful.
pleasing very much. King Kong. Yes.
Yep. And then he gets the key at the end.
He needs to interact with the first time,
Yeah.
which is Halliday's avatar,
Yep.
which was dope.
And he opens the gate, and then I don't even remember what happened when he opened the gate.
He got a clue.
Okay, yeah,
He gets the clue
he gets a clue.
for the next key,
Right.
to where to find the next key.
So
They're trying to figure that out, and he meets up with old girl at the dance place, which is another clue they
and
were
then
trying to figure
after
out.
the second key,
No, not it.
Ogdemaro's birthday party is what is the dance place.
Keep going. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't think that's correct.
It is.
Okay.
So, but in the book, we get him figuring out on Ludus, that the whole thing's a Dungeons and Dragons
Oh yeah.
module, and he has to fight the
Which nobody wants to play these games. These games are cabinet 1980s cabinet video game, like a joystick and a button, where everybody's used to playing these, virtual reality headset wearing,
WoW and stuff like that.
like totally immersed stuff, and he's playing an old school 1980s cabinet video game, which is one of the challenges.
Sure. So they got to defeat this demi-lich at playing joust,
Mhm.
like the old arcade joust. And then you get a key, but when you get a key in the book, it opens a gate, and then you have to do some kind of task.
Mhm.
And then the first one happens to be he has to go through war games playing as Matthew Broderick. He has to say all the
lines and everything like that, do it word for word,
Yep.
and he gets extra points for hitting the right like combos and
Yeah.
laps and gestures and stuff. It's pretty cool the way they paint it in the book.
Yep. And I can understand how that might not have translated well to a movie, but I think that they could have.
Oh, I think they way could have done it with today's technology. I mean, you look at a movie a couple years ago like Tron.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking made dude look young,
Right?
Like for the whole movie. So
yep. All they would have had to do is do like a 3D modeling,
and just superimpose them throughout, cut and.
Sure.
I watch kids do that shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
They'll change an actor's face to make it. I've seen them do it with Han Solo, where they put Harrison Ford on the Solo dude's face, on whoever the guy. I've seen that, so it would have been possible, but
right.
I see why they went the route they went. It made sense. Nobody wants to watch a kid play a video game from the 1980s in 2020.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I think that I would have been alright even with them modernizing some of that stuff if they kept the spirit of what was going on. But they just completely blew that up and did something completely different.
Yeah, they very much so.
And I don't feel like the video game style race thing that they picked in the movie is particularly contemporary either.
No, I didn't either. I think it was just a reason to throw a bunch of pop culture, pop servicey
all into
vehicles.
A little...
Like, look at this. It was aesthetic. It was just beautiful to watch and see. And oh, look at that car and that car and the Kiers motorcycle and all this, that, and the other. That was dope. But yeah, I think it didn't match any known racing game. It didn't look like any racing game I played.
Well, if it did, it was like
the beginning.
It was it was like old Nintendo style.
The very start, right?
Yeah. It like top down racing game kind of track.
Right.
It was very
Cruising USA.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was very interesting why they picked the shit that they did. And so in the movie, we move on to what happened? See, this is what happened.
This is your fault then.
This is why I take notes, folks.
This is your fault then. They get the key.
Okay.
And they get the clue. And they think it needs to take them to the dance, where they go to the dance scene to make their leap of faith. That's not right. Dude says he wants to meet her in real life. Tells him his real name.
Are you confusing Ogden Morrow's birthday party with the dance at the hotel from The Shining?
No, that's where they go. That's where they go to the ball place, where they dance and do the. He's wearing the.
And they get attacked by the Sixers.
He uses the Zemeckis cue.
Yeah.
And
he's dressed up like the
dude
Buffalo Banzai.
Yeah. And he tells them, and they leave. Because then when they go do the next key, which is at the Shining place, it's with him, the girl, and the friends. Shoto, Daito,
and Daito with them?
They're with them. That's the second key.
Yeah.
Because the last key is the fucking on the Mount Doom at the castle.
Right. Oh, that was another thing that the movie did differently from the book. The book specifically went to great lengths to say that the top 5 members were all, or the high five, were all independent. They didn't work together.
Yeah.
They were specifically like, no, this is me, you do you.
Like Daito and Shoto were cool with each other, but they didn't. They were like their own thing, but they were cool with one another. But they really did they really put it out that they didn't work together.
Right.
It was like they didn't clan up, is
And
what they called it.
This movie clans them all up like
right
off
away.
Jump Street.
Right away. Yeah, I didn't care for that.
I think you get Parzival, and then he like clans right up with H.
And Artemis.
And then they meet Artemis like right after that, right after the races. She gets involved, and then they're all.
And Daito and Shoto were always friends with H and Parzival from the get. So like they were all super cool very quickly. Where that it took a while to build. He was always constantly doing shit himself.
Right, and they never trusted each other until the end.
Yeah.
So in the
we don't have to go through every little difference because that is not what we said we were going to do.
No.
We're going step by step through the entire fucking movie.
Oh, I just don't know how to talk without.
That's fine. I know. I'm just letting you know, man. You said we weren't going to do that, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to talk about stuff we enjoyed, didn't enjoy, what ones did it better.
The book goes through a bunch of old like text-based video games and references like that. And
I like how he got the quarter in the book.
Absolutely.
I thought it was cool. I like how they made it a bet, and I like how if you read the book, you understood right off the bat, oh, this is how he gets the quarter.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that's a cool way to do it. I get it. I understand it. I know where that quarter is going to come into play.
Yep.
And it was very apparent if you read the book.
Yeah.
But the way he won it in the book, just with the setting, it was an old like a Pizza Hut with the remember when we were kids, you would play the over the thing at Pizza Hut with like they had Pac-Man. They had all of them. I remember you'd sit there and play those cabinets. Those were the games, man. You would only see those at Pizza Huts and like bowling alleys and shit.
Yep.
I
love laundromat.
Yeah, or laundromats and stuff like that.
Yep.
Oh man, those were the best.
It literally is on a planet called Arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the book they had to go to a whole lot. In the book, they're literally doing old '80s games. And they're literally doing Easter eggs within those games and trying to defeat these old 80s video games, but they had to figure it out with a clue because these worlds have all these video games. Like, you can go to a world that's just Pac-Man.
Right.
And it's just, you can go to a world that had Halliday's favorite pizza joint that had some of these games, and that's where he ended up playing some of these games, and he did the Monty Python thing like he did for War Games.
Yep.
Which there was, I loved a lot of those, but I understood why they changed what they did for the movie. If you'd have made this a trilogy movie, you could have done the book.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind you could have done the book.
Or real close.
Very close. I think you could. I think a trilogy, and that would have been cool to see Steven Spielberg have that room.
Yeah,
because he got to pay a lot of homage to himself, which was kind. He was playing with his own.
Yeah, playing his own sandbox.
Yeah, that would have been sweet to see. But all in all, man, I don't want to cut this short, but I'm just trying to keep it within. Yeah. If you haven't seen these, and that kind of sucks that you watch this, but even still, or listen to this, I should say, do it. They're excellent. Yeah. They are fantastic.
Yeah, both the book, audio book.
The one thing, Sorrento. Let's talk about the bad guy for a second. Okay. Sorrento's a badass in the book. He is a bitch in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is a bitch in the movie.
He plays a complete bitch the whole fucking time. His motivations always seem off.
Yeah, they don't always jive. Like, that was the one thing that really drove me crazy. Like, he was a fearful dude. That whole scene was very close to the book where Parzival meets him in the earpiece, and he's meeting him when they first introduced Sorrento and Parzival, and he's trying to get Parzival to come join him. Mm-hmm. Dude, like in the book, he was a frightening dude.
Right.
He was intimidating.
Yeah, absolutely. He was very menacing.
And like
so
when Parzival used the suppression software, dude, like that made sense because he was like he used that in the book because he was like oh shit. But I was like, they used it to where he's like $4 million and $25 million if you get the A. He's like, oh my god. I'm like, you wasted it because you made me fearful of that character in the book by saying he had to use a suppression software for his emotions.
But the movie just paints him out to be like a corporate douchebag.
Yeah, and I don't remember there being a finale in the book or a counterpart to work with him. There wasn't that in the book, if I remember correctly, right? Sorrento didn't have a number 2.
No.
That's what I didn't like because it feels like they split his character into 2 people. Here's this badass chick who's fucking ruthless, and then I'm kind of a scumbag who's all about money.
Right.
That's all. That is all on my agenda. Like when they show the clip from him working for Morrow as the coffee guy. He's all about you could make a gold tier and then water because you're the oasis. Like he was all about money. That's all he was out about. Where that chick was like ruthless. Like I'm gonna do what I need to do to get to the top. And I want all the power and the money.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't quite understand that too. There was really no reason to add her character.
No.
Other than it facilitates
what he wasn't doing, in my opinion.
It facilitates some of the stuff that they wanted to do later on with the chasing.
Right.
And all that. Like
But you didn't even need her to do that. You could have just said, "They're following there. We got the drones. She's really kind of pointless at that point.
Right.
Use the drones. We don't need this broad. Right. We got my drones and my friggin' army of IOI dudes. Let's go get them." She was kind of. I don't know. They could have made his. They could, and I like Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
That is his name, right?
Yep.
Okay. That he plays an excellent bad dude.
Yeah.
So loved him in Rogue One. So I would have loved to play the character more in line with the book.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there was enough in the book to go by.
Yeah.
There was no need to create a different version.
Yeah, and he just made him a kind of a goofball.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bumbling idiot who writes his password on a sticky note. I was like, come on, dude, it's 2049 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You're still writing on a sticky note.
Yep.
I have that shit saved in my phone.
There's just a whole bunch of things in the Spielberg adaptation of this movie. Let's call it what it is. It's an adaptation of the book, where they took conceptual license and just did weird shit with it.
Like we talked about it earlier. Let's bring it up now. Would definitely love him going into IOI versus her going. Parzival going into IOI versus Artemis going into IOI and escaping. Yeah. I really enjoyed the picture they painted. I wanted to see him in the little booth chamber thing where he could just have the TV to watch and how he was manipulating that. I wanted to see that whole thing from the book. That to me was going to be cool, but we never got that.
No, we just got her sitting in a like 6x6 box, essentially
picking something up.
Yeah,
like you're not even lifting and
like pretending to
move.
Yeah,
I didn't get that.
It was very, very strange.
But for the movie, I let it happen. I let it slide. I was like, okay, this is going on. They're planting these bombs in this world. Okay, I'm down with it. But
I feel like you've seen the movie more recently than me. See, this is what I did, folks. I got this movie, and I was like, I'm going to sit down and watch this movie. And I had loaned the fucking movie out to a guy at work a week before. Completely fucking forgot about it. And then I was going to rent it yesterday because I wanted to, of course, brush up on the film. And I forgot I had a Michigan game to go with my
I feel like
daughter's boyfriend.
We're there. We're doing a good job.
Yeah, my memory of the movie seems to be slipping.
Yeah, but you got it on the book too, so we're covering both sides here, brother.
That's true.
It's all good in the hood, man. We got this, dude. We're getting there. Hey, this wasn't a rundown. This was what we liked, things that we noticed, differences. That's what we discussed this was going to be. That's why it wasn't necessary for notes.
Right.
Because we weren't going through it step by step.
There's a ton of stuff in the book that they didn't put in the movie that were the little nostalgia nuggets.
I think those were licensing.
Yeah, there was definitely some licensing stuff. But, references to music that didn't show up in the movie. Like the stuff in the book about
you were all about this. I know where you're going.
The Rush music.
Yep, I knew you were going there.
And they go to I forget the name of the planet.
Because Morrow designed the planet, correct? This was like his own.
It's all based on the 2112 album.
Yep.
And they go to the temples of Syrinx, and they play the song Revelation, I believe.
Yeah, see, I think this is a book that Keith Layman would be into, especially with the Rush stuff.
Sure.
Keith Layman definitely would be into this.
Yep, he likes all that kind of stuff. There was just...
Oh, I remember when you got me listening to this, you were like, the Rush chapter. You were like, that was one of your favorite chapters.
Yep, I downloaded a whole bunch of Rush music,
I know,
and I went back and I was like, oh, I fucking love all this stuff.
I remember. You had me doing it too, and I was just like, I can't.
There was just tons of stuff that this book brought up in me that I was like, I forgot how much I loved that.
That's what it was from, but it wasn't Rush. It was other things. It was video games. It was the Back to the Future car, especially. It was, dude, I wanted to see his base.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see his base. He said he had like 30 lightsabers, and like I was like, yes, bro, let's see that.
Had a whole base on an asteroid.
Yeah, on an yes, dude. Like I wanted to see that, dude. He had a Millennium Falcon. He had an X-wing. I wanted to see all that stuff.
And he had like
parked in a hangar.
Max Headroom was running his computer.
Yeah, it was like his Jarvis.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. That's awesome, man.
And we didn't get none of that.
No, mother.
And fuck.
I wanted, like, when I found out it was becoming a movie, like, I wanted all those things. And that's where the movie let me down. Is I was disappointed that I didn't get the book.
Right.
But I had to sit there and go, it was still a solid movie.
I gotta think that if I saw the movie first, I would have enjoyed the movie a lot more.
Do you think? I don't think so.
I think I would have. I think I would have enjoyed the movie a lot more because I wouldn't have had...
You wouldn't have painted the characters as you did.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have tripped on so many things. Like, where I was like, wait, that was supposed to be... Or, remember, he said that, or... why'd they change that plot line?
Want to know something I wish they had in the book that they had in the movie? Is when he threw the Chucky doll in
the fucking Chucky.
Holy fuck, it's Chucky!
Right.
Oh my god, dude, I was crying. That was so damn funny. Like, that would have been a great insert in the book. I could have read that and I'd have been like, yeah, I would have visualized it just like that.
Yep. There was a lot of great things in the movie.
Did you visualize IOI looking exactly the same?
No.
I didn't either.
Because they basically made the building look like the letters IOI, and I was like,
I thought that was cool, but like, I pictured like all these people worked for IOI, but I didn't know that. Right. I didn't know if you walked by me, you were an IOI agent. That's the way I portrayed it in my head.
Right. It was only like in the
indentured servitude place.
No, in the Oasis, they all look the same.
Yeah.
Like the book goes to great lengths and be like, the only way to tell them apart is their IOI number.
Right.
But in the real world, like you're like, all these fucking people work for IOI.
Right, yeah, because they're all wearing the same shit.
They look exactly like the ones that are in the Oasis.
Yep.
You're like, well, I don't understand that.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy. I all in all, I mean, if we're wrapping it up here, I don't know if we are. I'm just saying, I enjoyed both mediums of this.
We got to talk about the way that it ended. As far as like in the movie, in the book, Ogden Morrow picks them all up from the places that they're at, and he brings them to their house, or his house, where they stage this giant attack on Anorak's castle. In the movie, old girl's like running half of the attack from inside IOI. We've already talked about that. But the outside of it is Parzival is doing this, or doing all of his in the Oasis stuff in the back of H's mail truck.
Yeah, they're postal
Which
service
is
truck.
It's supposed to be an RV.
Right. I was bummed about that too.
Yep. Now it's a mail truck, and she's driving down the road while he's trying to do shit. Like there was all of these visual tricks that they did that reminded me a lot of what George Lucas did with the prequels, where there was all this shit where you're like, you just did this so you could do that thing. It's not telling a story. You're not advancing the plot.
Right.
You just wanted to do a special effect, and you built a chunk of the story about it. Like that, Sorrento having old girl be his surrogate all the time where she's out doing shit. He just did shit because that was his fucking job.
Right.
So there's no reason to have a heavy because he's the fucking heavy.
He's supposed to be the heavy.
Right.
But he wasn't.
So you don't need the shit to come out and be like all stabby with people. Like he was doing his own dirty work.
Yeah, I liked in the book how that was the first time they all met each other.
Right.
Is when they show up at his house.
Right.
You know? That I didn't understand it. It was cool. They go back to the stacks in the book, and I like the way the stacks look.
Right.
I think that's a cool concept. You using old shit, repurposing it. I mean, you're using it for the same thing, but they're like, "Oh, we got to build up. We can't build out with nothing Coruscant, man."
Did they blow up the stacks in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's how he was upset that old girl died.
Yeah.
Like the girl who
nice
talks to him, the nice old lady who talks to him in the beginning. She was kind of throughout the book, and then in the movie, that's
she's
it.
Just gone.
Yeah, like he talked, like there was a nothing character. But
I did like how in the book, he was in his van and he had a whole setup, and they did a really good job in the movie showing him in the van doing his thing.
That is one of the things that they did that translated from the book to the movie.
Almost exactly.
Almost exactly is how. Yeah, probably different shit on the walls, but it looked how I pictured a white cargo van in a junkyard.
Yeah, they really got the feel of that.
I was there.
That tight space. You're like, oh, okay, cool. So that of course is great. So at the end of the or in the late middle of the book, Parzival gets himself put in as an indentured servant of IOI
under a different name. And
well, actually, before that, he leaves Oklahoma and he goes to Cleveland to set up his.
We are going through this step by step.
No,
we're going back.
We're doubling back.
Yeah, we're both doing step by step.
But the book lays out this apartment setup that he's got.
Oh, that shit was cool as hell.
And that part of the book
shut up sometimes.
Gets me fucking excited every time.
Yes, that is.
It's all about all the cool tech he's got, and he's
the security doors and stuff like that.
Right.
That was cool.
Yep.
I'm pissed off now.
And
now you angered me.
In the Oasis, he's now become kind of a badass. He's a level 99 character.
Yeah.
He's doing what he wants, and he's exploring, and he's looking for the next clues. They just kind of tossed all that away.
Well, because a year or so passes, if I remember correctly, in the book.
Yeah, because he
goes and lives in that hotel away from Artemis. He doesn't talk to her for a long ass time.
After he tells her that he loves her.
Yeah, after the dance.
Yeah,
place.
they she's like, I can't be a part of this. You got to go. So he goes to be like this.
He goes back to being
depressed bachelor.
Yeah.
And
playing
then
video games.
He figures out himself.
Eating Cheetos in his underwear.
He grows into the character that we respect. He gets strong. He builds up.
Yeah.
We feel like the character grows. We don't get that in the movie. Like you say, he already kind of walks out with an unearned strut.
Yeah. Yep. That's perfect. Unearned strut.
And that always doesn't resonate with the viewers. When we see our character have a ridiculous amount of swagger, we don't know where the fuck he got it from.
Especially when it's a nerd with a ridiculous amount of swagger.
Yeah.
Because that's why I feel like the first Spider-Man Tobey Maguire played as Peter Parker, he was a dork.
Yep.
He looked like a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled that off. Whereas Andrew Garfield felt cool.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield, like, he rode a skateboard and he felt like kind of a cool nerd, where the new kid, brain farting his name, my daughter would probably stab me.
Miles Morales?
No, in the Avengers.
Oh. Fuck. What is it?
We're getting screamed at the computer.
Right.
People are probably like,
actually, nobody's screaming.
well, that's fine. But anywho, he brought it back. He reeled it in. He's a dork. He's not cool.
Right.
He is very much a nerd. He's shy and stuff like that's what these characters. That's what Parzival was to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was we grow with him, like you said. And some of these characters I didn't feel were those people.
Right, absolutely. I guess we kind of beat it to death. I mean, we could
go on this movie forever.
Yeah.
There's so much to pull from, visually, aesthetically, from the book. Watch it, listen to it, read it, draw your own conclusions from it. I recommend both avenues of this. Watch the movie, read the book. The book is fantastic.
Probably talk about it for about 3 hours.
We could do a deep dive into the book that could last easily 3 hours.
Right.
Easily. Yeah. I don't know about the movie. The movie, I would have to watch it and be like, oh, that. I couldn't do that. Whereas the book, dude, we could sit here and talk about the book forever. Right. We passed up on so much. The IROC character. The IROC character is a friend of theirs in the book, where I love the comedian who plays his voice. Yeah. He's a douchebag. He's an ass. But where the kid, he's a kid in the book, and you understand why he's a douchebag. Right. Because he's a kid.
But when he does his douchebaggy shit in the book, that's kind of the end of it.
Yeah. He's gone after that.
But they gave him way more work to do in the movie.
Yeah, I just didn't like the characters.
I didn't like the character that he was in the movie.
No, I love. Don't call him IROC. You could have called him somebody different, because I like that comedian. He's the dude from Deadpool. Yep. He was Deadpool's homie.
Yep.
So, like, yeah, we could go 3 hours deep, balls deep. I mean, if the 5 of you who are still left watching would want that someday in the future, bring it back up, or if you guys get to watching, you're like, yeah, dude, let's get sweaty with that friggin' that book. I'm down, dude.
Let's do it like this then. When people listen to this later on, let's get chat going on in Facebook, or on the YouTube chat. Tell us what you think. Well, let's talk about some more things.
Bring it up.
Interact with you.
Yeah, we can talk about it for the next 2 weeks, man. We can bring it up and have that. Right. We got that time. Put a video in there. Keith Lehman does it all the time in the Mothership's Facebook page. Yeah. And I enjoy doing that. Shoot a video message, and we can video message, comment back to one another. I think that's really cool, because I think you really can serve what you're trying to say and the point you're gonna get across. Yeah. Communicate. Let us know, man. That's a great idea.
Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why the movie is so much better than the book, and we're stupid.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll listen to you, man. I'm not that kind of. I'll listen, man. But unless you're gonna be a dick.
No, you can be a dick. I'll still listen.
I'll listen, but then I'm gonna be a dick back.
All right, let's button this up.
Yeah, let's cheers to empty glasses.
Yep, cheers to empty glasses.
Join us in 2 weeks. We don't have anything yet, but follow us on social media. We'll put it out there. Let you know what next. I don't know what we don't have shit to cover for sports, man.
No,
there ain't gonna be. I don't think.
No.
Unless
sports are gonna be pretty lean.
Well, there's basketball. I'll probably talk about some trade, because I think between now the All-Star game and trade deadline comes up. So I follow basketball, so I'll touch on any big trades if there are any. But that might be the extent of sports.
February 19th will be the next time we get together and do this. So.
And that's also 2 days from that is Clone Wars, right? Or 19th Clone Wars.
It's 2 days before Clone Wars.
Okay, 2 days. So we might do something. I think we should try to stay. Let's go Star Wars specific episode.
Okay.
Let's do. That's episode 5, right?
Yeah.
Episode 5, let's do a Star Wars specific. Get ready for Clone Wars. Whether it's going to be the subject of Clone Wars is a whole different story. But next episode is going to be a Star Wars centric episode. Let's do that.
Okay.
We got a couple days to figure it out and then do whatever kind of deep dive we need to do, studying we need to do. And next week, if you guys have a suggestion, let us know like within these next couple days. We'll talk about it. If it's something we feel like we want to do, it's a great suggestion. We'll do it. We'll let you. We'll shout you out that you gave the idea, and we'll go from there, man. So I guess with that, may the force be with you, and go blue.
Go blue.